you today from Pelican Pier Pavilion at Shoreline Village in Long Beach.
If you haven't been here, this place is great. There's tons of games, there's a carousel, and there's lots of restaurants really close by.
And Hunter, it is so beautiful.
Oh, it's nice.
So many gorgeous places in Southern California and so many gorgeous people, but I hear a few of them had a little work.
You know what's surprising, though, is that a lot of men are taking those extra steps now to look their best. And we're going to take a look at one of these guys and the doctor who keeps him looking so young. When it comes to looking good, Southern Californians are at the head of the pack.
Being in Southern California, not only are people obsessed with their skin, but the sun also ruins the skin. So they have to both take care of their skin and try to make it look as good as possible.
For over 15 years, Beverly Hills dermatologist Stuart KAPLAN has kept Californians looking their youngest with his non-surgical techniques.
Patients in Beverly Hills really want the best, which is why they come to me. Dermatology is sort of a sexy subspecialty. It's always good for putting on the cover of a magazine. In fact, you can't pick up a magazine now without finding some reference to skincare right on the cover. Up until a few years ago, much of the cosmetic was basically women. Women are really ahead of men in terms of Botox, collagen, laser resurfacing, freckles, etc. But now, men also want to look good. Part of it is the American emphasis on youth. Gary is a good candidate because you can look at him and see that he takes care of himself.
I go to the gym all the time. I work out almost every day. I eat really healthy. I sleep well. The one thing that I can't do a lot about is my face.
Gary is just one of many men who are looking for alternatives to turn back the clock.
You know, more and more people are doing it, and more men are doing it. I do hair, and I've done hair for about 25 years. And, 15 years ago, no man was coloring their hair. Nowadays, everybody, the kids are coloring their hair. So that's sort of, it's sort of interesting. I think this sort of procedure is where hair color for men was maybe 10 or 15 years ago.
Hey, Gary, how's it going?
Good. How you doing, doctor?
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Okay. The last time that you were here, you asked me about things that we can do to improve your appearance.
Yeah.
And you asked about the lines on your forehead, crow's feet, some of the frown lines, these deep lines over here, and boy, there's certainly a lot of options.
Put on a happy face.
If your pants are too long, what do? You shorten them. That's a facelift. As a dermatologist, I don't do that. But if they're wrinkled, there's lots of things we can do.
During the consultation, Dr. KAPLAN analyzes Gary's face and offers treatment options.
Gary really has three major problems. The first is that he's got a very expressive face, which is great. I happen to like expressive faces, but the expressions and his animation is causing him to develop deep creases and furrows on his forehead, his crow's feet, and between his eyebrows.
To relax the creases in Gary's forehead and eye lines, Dr. KAPLAN treats the areas with Botox.
Gary has creases in nasolabial folds. He has creases under his eyes. For these areas, I use Sculptra.
Sculptra fills in the crevices, then expands to fill the deeper grooves in Gary's face.
The Restylane that I put in Gary in the frown lines fills that tiny crease. It's not going to work in very deep creases.
Restylane is used to fill in the smaller gaps, finishing a procedure that can be completed on someone's lunch break.
Okie doke. That's basically it.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
It was very, very simple. It basically didn't hurt at all. It pinches a little bit, but you get used to it. It was quick. It was easy.
People leave happy. That is the best part about this job. They come in, they have this done, they look in the mirror, they go, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Well, I feel really good about it. I think the thing I most like about it is that it's very subtle.
He looks so good and very handsome now.
I feel great because, I feel more refreshed. When you get to be in your 50s, you can do everything right. You can sleep 8 hours at night, you wake up and you look tired. So I feel like I look a little more refreshed.
I wouldn't trade this for anything because I see the results. They come to me wanting to look better, and I'm able to deliver what they're looking for.
The times are changing, and thanks to Dr. KAPLAN, Southern Californian men are now looking younger, healthier, and happier.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.